at these swings. This is the thing in terms of the swing. If we look at the setup,
What am I using?
these are both 7 irons, I think, or 5 irons. Probably more 5 iron, I would say. So we look at these swings now. Setup wise, looks pretty much the same. There's nothing really on there to sort of spot the difference.
Both
Left, the same, yeah. So top of the backswing, nice and full there now. Little bit of sway. Top of the backswing, again, marginal. Only thing that's a little bit different is the gap between your knees there. A little bit less. You have less sway. Okay. As you come back to the golf ball here now, as you're bringing the arms down, nice rotation here now, but the arms are a smidgen high, so the club catches top of the golf ball. See the club now going over the top of the golf ball, whereas this one, as you bring the arms back down, the arms come back down,
right there,
and we strike the bottom of the golf. But if we look at just that position there, just that there as a whole, they don't look very different.
No,
the only difference is the fact your hands are slightly lower there than they are there. Okay, if we sort of go into your sort of your cardigan there,
better.
That's the better one. Your hands are just that smidgen lower. Okay, it did help with the fact that you didn't really sway your lower half so much, but when you've got a slightly longer club, if the club is longer in this direction, it just makes reaching the ground just that. So that was a sort of 7 iron or 5 iron there. If the club was that little bit longer, it gets on that 1 inch, which is enough to catch the golf ball, you see. So that's where, when you go to the shorter clubs, it took you longer because you had to try and find out how much lower do I need to get.
And I wasn't thinking about
and it wasn't exactly. Okay, so it's always that awareness of, okay, where are my hands in relation to the ground? Are they low enough sufficiently for the club to reach the ground? Okay, don't worry about trying to bend your knees or trying to do it with your arms. It's where those hands are going to come back down to impact. Okay, as the club shorten, you need to feel that those arms are coming down a little bit lower. Okay, if they come up a little bit too high up to the body, they just can't. The club can't reach the ground.
Am I going back to the body much?
No, you're fine. I mean, in terms of takeaway there, now your hand, I mean, look at that stretch away from the body there, looking good. I mean, say all the pieces have been put together. That's there. There's a little bit of a bend there in the arm there, but your hands you can't see your hands behind your body up here though. The club is nice and high. I mean, that length of back. If I'd have told you, I don't know, when you started back in the end of sort of summer, that your club would be up there when it probably got to about there somewhere, you probably more than there to there and there again, you've doubled it. Okay, so you're creating, which is why your 7 iron when it first would go about 30. That red flag was kind of like the Everest. When it reached that red flag, it was a great shot. Now it's like 100 yards, so you're doubling it even more so. Okay, so as you come through, good movement, and the key thing is for me, the sort of movement we're discussing now, that finish position, there's no recall back there. You can stand there and stay all day, couldn't you? There's no because you've fully rotated your hip, your shoulder, your right knee's coming through. Foot hangs back a little bit there, but it wasn't too bad. There was a good movement through the ball for the majority. Everything's coming through nicely. The hands get low enough. Very good. You look at the hinge on the wrist. The arms now are nicely away from the body here, getting that sort of L shape we talked about from lesson 1.
So we've corrected the hinging's in place.
The hinging's great now, because your grip's better. Your grip's better.
The head, start from the top.
Yeah.
The head is doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, the head's not really moving so much side to side, and you're turning your shoulders nicely. Yep, you're hinging your wrist very nicely.
The hips aren't moving enough on the return.
On the way through, on occasion. Not all the time, but just on occasion, not quite, just on this case. But as we saw, it's not really, all it will do is reduce the amount of power you get. You'll still make a reasonable contact, as you can see in this case when you shot the golf ball. Still a reasonably good shot. I mean, that golf ball's coming off the club face lovely. It's a nice shot. It just didn't quite get as much power. It might have gone 80 yards rather than 84. It's margin. It's not going to be like, oh my god, the hips have got too quiet. I've not moved at all. Okay.
So then the knees.
The knees are better. Okay.
This movement at the start.
On the way back.
On the way up has got to start.
If we look at there, to when you look at the gap in your knees there. Okay? That's basically the top of your backswing. Okay. The fact that this knee has moved over there has generally meant you've moved too far that direction.
When I'm in that position, the knee needs to be more.
Ideally, you don't want to be moving so far to the right.
Okay.
So if your centre, if you know where your centre is, your club is resting next to the golf ball with your body kind of on that green line. If you move a long way off that green line, you've got to get back to that green line. If you don't, you top it. Okay. So there's a lot of movement there to try and sort of coordinate in basically
almost compensation, isn't
it? Yeah, exactly. But from the top of the backswing there, it's 10, just past 10.5 seconds. You're hitting the golf ball at less than half a second again onwards, you see. So it's a split second time to try and react. And if you try and rush things when you try and do it quickly, the arm gets a bit pulley and the club just can't get down low enough.
And then lastly, the feet.
Yeah, feet movement. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. I mean
correct.
that would move more, which means that would move more, which means she would move more.
Okay.
But yeah,
right.
overall,
Yeah.
everything's good. Hand position with the shorter clubs needs to be a little bit lower, okay?
Yeah.
Which you'll get that with just practice and stuff, and then again with the
Because
take away the lower half.
The same clubs.
Yeah, but I would practice.
That's perfect
I would
for
get
me.
used to actually changing from club to club, and again, kind of almost like the reward side of things. Change your club when you're a good shot.
Yeah.
So if you're a good 7-iron, go back to driver.
Yeah.
And if you want to, and again, I'm not talking against this. If you want to go driver to 7-iron, to driver to 5-iron, to driver to 9-iron, to driver to that way, then fine.
No, I'll stick.
That's absolutely fine, because that's not a negative way of practicing, because there's a pretty good chance you'll hit more and more.
Actually, you've got to work harder doing that way, because you're going from something tall.
Precisely.
Yes.
And again, you tee off, and again, in the other way, because you're going driver 9, driver 7, driver, you're always hitting as many irons as you would anyway, because every other shot's an iron anyway, and you're going from a shorter club to a longer club, so you have to readjust every time.
It's getting me thinking,
Yeah,
which is good.
and then 10 golf balls, you're hitting
thinking
5
about
irons, 5 drivers. There's a good balance between the two, so I would do that more.
That's for next week?
Yes, good stuff. Okay.